I did all this for you. What did you do for me today? Hey guys, welcome back. I'm so excited for today's video. As you can tell by the title, we are talking about the one and only HomePod. I know this device has been out for quite a while now, almost close to a year, I think, if not more, a little bit less. I honestly don't recall the release date of it. As I said, I'm really excited for today's video because this is my very first HomePod. Wanted one for a while, but I was kind of iffy on whether or not I wanted to actually make the dive into a $350, almost $400 smart speaker after tax, because I actually have, I think, 4 Google Homes and then 2 Google Home Minis. So I'm pretty well into the Google Home ecosystem. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to begin to switch over, but lately I've just been kind of learning more about what the experience is like. Obviously I know, the technicals behind it. I don't really need to know much more about that, but I was more so interested in what the differences were and if they'd be worth it for me to switch. And as you know, I am well versed in the Apple ecosystem, so I thought that adding the HomePod could only improve my experience, and that it has. I've had it now for about 48 hours, almost exactly. Now, I'm not going to bog you down with all the technical specs because I'm sure you've heard it out before. This thing's been out for a year, so I'm just going to give you my initial thoughts on what I've experienced within the first 48 hours of owning the HomePod. During my short time owning it so far, I have actually been really happy with what I've experienced from it, and so much so that I kind of actually want to replace all my Google Homes with the Apple HomePods. Whether or not that'll happen, probably not, or at least not for a very long time, but I definitely want to get at least one or two more. I don't think I'm gonna go to the extent that I did with Google Homes, just because Google Homes were so much more less expensive. Even this, I bought this pre-owned at Best Buy. They were doing a sale for $70 off, which if you're watching at the time of this video, just so you know, even brand new Apple HomePods are $70 off right now. But when I arrived at Best Buy, they had this guy. After the open box discount, it was $90 off, and then I had a $20 coupon on top of that. So out of pocket, this only felt like $200-ish to me. Now, even during the short time that I've owned it, I've really enjoyed my experience so far. There are quite a few things that I enjoy that it does more than the Google Home. I actually enjoy Siri on the HomePod much more than Google Home Assistant. Now, to dive into a little bit why I think that one of the main reasons that I like Siri more is because she's faster. At least I think so in my eyes. Her responses aren't as drawn out. When Google Home responds to me, even just to do something simple as turning off the lights, she'll respond with something like, sure, turning off 4 lights in the bedroom. Usually when I'm requesting that, it's like me going to bed, I just want to literally shut the lights off and be done with it. I want it to be as simple as flipping a switch. I don't need to hear, the 5-minute long explanation as to what you're doing, as to what I just requested. Every request that you make of the Google Home, it will kind of answer back with what you requested. But when I ask Siri to do the exact same thing, she just does it. And almost no response, and if there is a response, it's just sure or done. And if I'm doing something like going to bed, the last thing I want is for the smart speaker to, blast out, sure, turning off 4 lights. I don't need that, please shut up. Because for all I know, I might have left the volume on it super loud after I was getting ready and listening to music. So as I'm trying to really unwind, it might just shout at me, and I don't want that when I'm going to bed. Another thing is, I think Siri on the HomePod is just faster in general. I've noticed that responses are just quicker. So for example, let's try and turn these lights off. Hey Siri, turn off the office lights.
Consider it done.
See that? A 3-word response, the lights are off, and let's turn them back on. Hey Siri, turn on the office lights.
Done.
Love that. 1-word response, it happens in a second or maybe 2. That for me is worth every penny. For some of you that might not matter, you don't really care, but for some people that just love that extra bit of convenience, that could be worth every penny to you as well. Also, as some of you know, having every device you own being in the Apple arsenal, having that ecosystem built in, and I know some people hate hearing that word, but it's true, having everything branded by Apple and built to work together makes everything so seamless. For example, when I got home last night after my friend's birthday party, and I had a beverage or two, let's just say, and I didn't lose my phone. I had just gotten home and I placed it somewhere that I didn't know, and I wanted to order food because, when you have a few drinks and you get home and it's been a while since you've eaten, you hit up the Uber Eats. Let's just go there. And I didn't even know that this was a feature on the HomePod. I've never seen anybody mention it, but apparently if you have lost your phone, or any device I suppose, you can ask Siri on the HomePod to find it for you. So it's basically just going to access the Find My iPhone feature. It's going to ping that device and do it for you, which if the device that you've lost is your iPhone is awesome, because for me, I don't have every device, every Apple device that I have on me. If I wanted to go ping my phone, I'd have to go find my Apple Watch or find my iPad, turn it on, go to find my iPhone. It's kind of a pain in the ass, honestly. It's not the most fun. But if you have an Apple HomePod around you, all you have to do is say, hey, find my iPhone, and she'll do it.
One moment. It's nearby. Ping Simone's iPhone.
And here it is. Simple as that. Now, that for me is a huge bonus and a huge reason as to why I would love having a HomePod and having more around my house in general. Now, one of the third and final reasons why I absolutely love the HomePod is the sound quality. This thing blows doors on the Google Home in every way, shape, and form as far as the sound goes. This test that I always like to do whenever I get a new device for audio, headphones, a smart speaker, anything like that, I always like to play one of two songs. Those being Just Dance or Poker Face by Lady Gaga, because Queen, obviously. And also another reason that I actually like this is because I've listened to that song a million times on pretty much every pair of headphones or whatever I've owned for about 10 years now. So when I get a new device that can actually give me a new experience in the song, I'll actually be able to hear it, whereas if it's just a song I've heard once or twice, I probably won't be able to experience it. And let me tell you, when I heard Poker Face on this thing right here, I was shocked. The level of depth and bass and clarity on the HomePod is unmatched. Across every pair of headphones I've had AirPods, I've had Beats, I've had the Google Home, obviously, and across all of them, I've never heard it sound that good, at least not live at least. And I don't know if this is gonna be under the copyright rule, but let's give it a listen right now. Hey Siri, play Poker Face by Lady Gaga.
Okay, let's hear Poker Face by Lady Gaga.
The desk is shaking. Now, I don't know about you, but that is some serious punch. So, is the Apple HomePod worth it? Should you migrate over if you own another device? Like most things with Apple, I would say if you are already invested in the Apple ecosystem, or even in the smallest amount, if you have an iPhone, I would recommend getting the HomePod. Everything is better on the HomePod if you have an Apple device already. For example, one of the biggest drawbacks for me owning the Google Home is that I can't access my Apple iTunes library. And for me, that's a big deal because I have a lot of music on there. I don't know about you guys, but I like to listen to a lot of live music. One of my favorite artists is Lady Gaga, and if you know anything about her, her live performances are amazing, and there's just something different about listening to her live. So the fact that I can listen to all the live concerts I have recorded with a new level of clarity through the Apple HomePod is a huge deal for me. So if you're someone who has a really serious iTunes library that you'd like to have with you with all your devices and be able to listen to around the house, I would seriously suggest switching over. If you own Google Home or Alexa, you're kind of just locked into whatever's on Spotify or Amazon Music or YouTube Reddit or anything. So that's definitely something to consider. So that just about wraps up my initial thoughts on the HomePod and how it kind of compares to the Google Home as well. I haven't tried the Amazon Alexa products. I really have no desire to. I do not like Amazon. I hate Jeff Bezos. I think he's disgusting and a vile human. Yeah, I probably won't ever be testing out those products. If you'd like a comparison between those and the Apple HomePod, you may want to visit another channel. But aside from all of that, the Apple HomePod is extraordinary. I can't wait for any updates that Apple has in store for us if and when they decide to update it. I'm very excited. Actually, I just watched Everything Apple Pros video on what the Apple HomePod 2 could bring to us, and there's a lot of crazy stuff if and when Apple decides to release it. So I'll link his video down below if you guys care to watch. There's a lot of interesting things that he brings up, and I think that Apple HomePod 2 could be really innovative, even more so than the first, so here's hoping. So that about wraps it up for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned because I have a very interesting video planned for the next week or two, and it may or may not involve going to the Apple Store and drag, so we'll see. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.